Classification based on physics, Part 2. Wind instruments, aerophones.
Welcome to the lecture series in Carnatic music. In this session, we shall discuss about the wind instruments or the aerophones. A wind instrument is a musical instrument that contains some type of resonator, usually a tube in which a column of air is set into vibration by the player blowing into or over a mouthpiece set at the end of the resonator. The pitch of the vibration is determined by the length of the tube and by manual modification of the effective length of the vibrating column of air.
Wind instruments are of two kinds. A. Those wherein the wind is supplied by some mechanical contrivance, commonly the bellows. The organ and the harmonium are instances of this class. These are called yantravadyas. In the modern organs, air is sucked from the atmosphere and pumped into the air chamber. B. Those wherein the wind is supplied by the breath of the performer. Example, flute and nagaswara. These are called mukhavadhyam. Here again we have the mouth blown and nose blown varieties. The mouth blown varieties are of two classes. 1. Those which are blown through vibrating reeds in tongues or mouthpieces. The clarinet, oboe, nagaswaram, mukhaveena and the shehnai are instances of this class. 2. Those wherein the wind is blown across orifices in the wall of the instrument like the flute. There are mouth-blown instruments which have finger holes like the flute and the nagaswaram, and those which have no finger holes like the gauri kalam, tiruchinnam, ekalam, kombu, reed declaimer, buri and the conch. The shehnai is a double reed oboe common in India, made out of wood with a metal flare bell at the end. Its sound is thought to create and maintain a sense of auspiciousness and sanctity, and as a result is widely used during marriages, processions and in temples, although it is also played in concerts. Shehnai is similar to South India's nagaswaram. This tubular instrument gradually broadens towards the lower end. It usually has between 6 and 9 holes. It employs one set of quadruple reeds, making it a quadruple reed woodwind. By controlling the breath, various tunes can be played on it. The shehnai has a range of 2 octaves. Gauri kalam is a wind instrument consisting of brass tubes and used during temple festivals. In the tiruchinnam, the mouthpiece is cup-shaped. Conch is the most ancient wind instrument known to man. It is represented in the Amaravati and Sanchi sculptures of the 3rd century BC. It is held very sacred and reference to it is found in all the literature of India. It is one of the attributes of Sri Vishnu. The conch used by Sri Krishna was called Panchajanya. The conch is blown through a small hole made in the spiral. It is used in temples, religious ceremonies, and processions. Its tone has a distinctive quality of its own and can be heard at a long distance. The snake charmer's instrument, Magudi, also called Bhujangaswaram, is an instance of a compound wind instrument. It is provided with a tune pipe and drone pipe. It is a musical instrument used by snake charmers. It is called punji in North India. This instrument is polyphonous. A bottle gourd attached to the double cane pipe is cut in reeds. While one of the pipes gives the basic tone, which it produces in a constant drone, the other pipe is able to play the tune. This pipe has finger holes that can be stopped just as in a flute. The wind that enters is blown out through the other end of the bottle gourd. Its sound is melancholy and is normally tuned to the scale of the South Indian Punnagavarali. This scale is said to attract serpents. The southern Magudi is unable to produce the shadjam of the higher octave. Sculptures of performers on the Bhujangaswaram can be seen in the temples at Rameshwaram and Tirukazhukundram in Tamil Nadu. The North Indian punji, being longer, is able to produce the upper shadjam. Nedunkural is a long vertical flute made of bamboo, usually used by shepherds. A mouthpiece is inserted at the center of this tube. The drone pipe is the upper part of the tube with 7 finger holes. The lower part is the tune pipe, which has 8 holes. The Nedunkural furnishes a remarkable example of a long pipe wherein the wind blown through a pipe in the center feeds the upper part of the tube and the lower part of the tube. The tune pipe and the drone pipe are fed by the air blown in through the mouthpiece. As music is played, one hears it to the constant accompaniment of the drone note emanating from the top part. Wind instruments are either of the woodwind type like the Nagaswaram, clarinet and oboe, or of the brass wind type like the Tiruchinnam and Kombu, metallic horn. The curved horn is called the Pirai Kombu and the S-shaped horn the Kona Kombu. Sculptures of figures playing the Konaburi are seen in many temples. Kombu is about 4 feet in length and consists of 3 brass tubes fitting into one another. The end piece is connected by a rod or cord to give stability. It gives a very shrill note and is used in temple processions and public amusements. It is used in martial music and also for signals. Nagapani is a metallic horn, coiled like a snake and used by heads of mutts. The blowing end has a circular hole and the open end is shaped like that of a serpent's head. The entire instrument consists of a single tube and is made of copper. The pipes in wind instruments are cylindrical or conical in shape. The flute and the nagaswaram are respectively instances of these two types. There are keyed instruments like the clarinet and the keyless instruments like the Indian flute. There are wind instruments like the nagaswaram and clarinet where the air is blown into the tube through a mouthpiece, and instruments like the mouth organ wherein the wind is alternatively blown and sucked. Materials used for making wind instruments. Brass is the metal prominently used in making instruments like the Tiruchinnam, Kombu, Ekkalam and Gauri Kalam. Flutes are usually made of bamboo and is very common in India. But flutes may also be made of ivory, sandalwood, ebony, iron, ball metal, silver and gold. Bamboo is used in making the shepherd's flute and the long flute. Nagaswaram and Uttu are made of a kind of ebony called Acha Maram. The mouthpiece of the nagaswaram is made from a reed called Korukkai. Nagaswaram made of ivory is used in the temple at Tiruvarur. A stone nagaswaram can be seen in the temple at Alvar Tirunagari. In the Chinese flute, there is a special hole between the mouth hole and the first finger hole. This hole is covered with a thin membranous tissue of a plant. When blown, this tissue vibrates and gives a reed-like sound which is pleasant to hear. Reeds are also used in Magudi. Care of wind instruments. In terms of care and preservation, wind instruments fall into two basic categories: those made of metal and those made of wood. Metal instruments are prone to corrosion and can be damaged by denting and bending. Wooden instruments are sensitive to humidity and can crack and distort. Like all functional objects, they will show patterns of wear with use and perhaps repairs that have been made along the way. Before doing anything to wind instruments, always consider the implications of cleaning away possible evidence of use. Caring for such objects can be very complicated. The following points can be followed to care for the wind instruments. 1. Wood wind instruments should never be submitted to extreme changes in temperature or placed near any form of heating or in direct sunlight. 2. The woodwork should be oiled occasionally with olive oil. In hot or dry climates, this should be done every week. 3. Always take the instrument apart after playing. This allows the moisture to dry out better without getting into the wood. 4. Chewing gum, soft drinks and other foods containing sugar are very harmful to wood. The player must avoid these things before playing or must rinse his mouth thoroughly before playing the instrument. 5. Store it away from extremes of temperature and keep it wrapped in a cloth or in a case so it can adjust gradually to climate changes. 6. For the first month, play only half hour at a practice session. Playing time can be gradually increased after this. This allows the wood to gradually acclimatize to the moisture. 7. Tarnished metal should be cleaned with a jeweler's cloth. 8. Never run water through the wood or metal wind instrument or submerge it in water. 9. Never use hot water to clean the mouthpiece. 10. Never use materials, oils, or other products not specifically designed for use in wind instrument maintenance.
So far, we have discussed about the aerophones, their types, construction, and maintenance. Hope this session was elaborate and informative. Let us meet up in the next session and discuss on another group of musical instruments. Thank you.